Good morning, everybody. Well, today we are hitting beans hard. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. It's a little chilly this morning, so we've waited. Probably it's already 8:30. Waited till it warmed up a little bit, just because the Liberty that we're spraying really likes the heat. So we don't want to spray when it's too cold. But we're finally getting some heat out there, so we are going to get going. Hopefully it's a smooth day. I'm gonna say 650 acres I'm gonna get sprayed today. Let's see if it's close. Hopefully we don't have any problems along the way. The Liberty and AMS in my boom, I don't know what causes it, but when it sits in the stainless steel boom overnight, it heats up. So that product that's in the boom gets really hot chemical wise, and you will smoke your beans until it cleans it out of the boom. Now the stuff in the tank and the stuff we've got in the tanker doesn't do it, but what's in the boom heats up for some reason. No idea why, it just does. So you always got to make sure to cycle your boom before you start, or you'll kill some beans. So as always, let's get our pump turned on, start agitating what's in the tank, flick our reclaim, and start spraying. Which, as I've said, we're not really spraying. Everything's getting recycled back into the tank, and I'm just cycling fresh product into my boom. Corn's getting closer and closer to canopy. It's good. Shade those rows out. Keep those weeds from coming back. I want to show you guys something real quick. So this is one of the first bean fields we planted, and if you're not new to the channel, you've seen some other videos where we've talked about the deer feeding. This is what happens. So we haven't scouted this one yet, but I can tell just looking out here that this field has had a lot of feedings. However, these are good. These have never been fed on. These have. See the size difference? But that's what we were talking about in previous videos about how they should bounce back. They're a little different size, they're a little smaller, but that's not that crucial with beans. They'll grow, they'll catch up, they'll bush out just like the rest of them. So that's good to see that when they did come back, the deer didn't just eat them off again. That's why when it's with beans, you don't want to get into a big rush on replant, because a lot of the times the beans will surprise you and they'll bounce back. So if we'd have seen that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and been like, crap, we've got to get more seeds out here, those would have came back like they are, plus we'd have had replant out here and we'd have been way too thick on our population. So it's good to see we made the right decision on those. Looks like urine from a dehydrated person. Or a cold beer. There you go. That's probably better. They both look the same though. Cold beer, urine, all looks the same to me. Pretty much tastes the same, or I guess from what I can imagine. So that is interlock that we just put in there. It's basically a drift retardant and a deposition aid. I feel like even when I've been running a lower pressure, I feel like I have been fighting drift. So what the interlock is supposed to do is help it. As soon as it comes out of the boom, it just drops. Keeps me from having that, not really a cloud, but I just feel like I'm getting drift behind the boom more than I normally do. So interlock, it's pretty cheap to put in. I think it's like $1 an acre. So we're gonna throw that in for this whole tanker and kind of see what we feel. See what we think on if it's making a difference or not. All right, well, I'm sure that the camera's not picking this up, but I don't know if it's just a mental thing knowing that the interlock's in or not, but I feel like there looks like there's less drift behind the boom, less mist, floating particles, if you would. I think it's helping. So we'll probably keep running it. Run it through this whole tanker. See if we can get a better feel for it. Now, one thing I noticed when we were talking about that, how the spray pattern looked, is I was running 15. The other day I wasn't comfortable running much over 13, and it was getting crazy. So that was 2 mile an hour faster, and it looked better.
Visually it looks better.
So I think, yeah, when I'm going through my section control, like when it shuts off, it's just like a lot more strict. There's not much, there's nothing following it. So I think it makes a difference. Or it is right now. Alright, so I was checking my boom over right before I filled. I noticed, I think it's my 6th nozzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Can you see that? Got a nice chunk in it. It was making my spray pattern all weird. All right, well, rinse that out real quick. Oh, make sure I put my filter back in. That should fix that spray pattern. So you guys are kind of putting me in a hard spot. So I'm hoping for a long, productive day of spraying where we get a lot of acres covered. Which means that more than likely, that's a boring day for you guys. So the other side of me is like, man, I need something to happen. I need something to give me a good video for you guys. And then I start feeling guilty. Like, how in the world can I be wishing for something to happen? Puts me in a real pickle. That's one of the biggest vole holes I have seen in a long time. Not much you can do about that though. Those little buggers will, wherever they burrow, they'll eat a circle right out of your beans. And they show up in different places every year. Not enough to do anything about them, but enough they leave a nasty little bare spot. You know what? Why don't you guys let me know down in the comments what type of content you guys like the best? Do you like talking, explaining what I'm doing? Do you like just watching the equipment run, breakdowns, problems, struggles that we have, or just a simple combination of everything? I'm curious to know what you guys think. make sure I'm creating content that you guys enjoy. So let me know down below and see if you guys can't help me make this channel a little better. Alright, there goes tanker number 2 for today. We are currently pushing around 503 at the moment. I've got a full tank to finish that tanker. He's going to pick up one more today and see if we can't get that one emptied still. We do that and it'll be a good day. I like it, I like it, I like it. Well, lucky for me, it's been an uneventful, productive day spraying. I'm on my last round for tonight. It's getting later, don't want to spray many more acres because the weeds tend to shut down right before dark. So let's check my counter and see how many acres we got sprayed today. Looks like it was right around 640 acres. Pretty good day. Not my best, but a pretty good one. Honestly, I can't remember what my guess was earlier. Anyway, video's not over. I've got something coming for you guys in the morning. Give you a look at how I spray an entire field from a little different perspective. So I'll see you guys in the morning, which will be about 3 seconds for you guys. And welcome back. I can already tell it's going to be a good day. You got this on the radio. You got a sunrise like that. Let's get these beans finished. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys along for this next one. It's going to be at a little different perspective. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Check it out. Well, unfortunately, the drone batteries were not charged like their charger was telling me they were. So, that was all I was able to get before it returned to home and said, charge your batteries. But hopefully you guys get the gist of what it's like spraying a field. You saw what the boundary's like, and now I'm just spraying out the inside. So, we'll continue on. I was hoping to get the whole field filmed, but it just wasn't meant to be, as my wife told me. Alright guys, just pulled my last load off the tanker. We're in the last field now. It's a 60 acre field. I've got 40 acres left, and I've got about 46 acres worth of chemical, so should be enough leeway to get finished. We'll see. Can you guys see all that sweet corn? All that volunteer corn we've got in this field? So, random fact, the corn in this field last year, we replanted. So we worked the whole field because the stand was terrible, and then replanted it. And what Dad did was he offset his rows a little bit. All of the original crop that we didn't kill, which wasn't much, but you always have a few escapes, that came up, he knocked it down with the corn head come harvest. So that's where you get all the volunteer corn. don't worry, I got corn killer in here, so I'll take care of all of that. All right, well, beans are done for the first time and hopefully the only time. We'll still have to spray fungicide on them here in a few weeks, but that's a lot more laid back. You guys see that? You see that? There's no weight on my shoulders anymore. That's a relief. As of right now, all of our field work for spring is officially done. Had right at 100 gallons left, so that will not go to waste still. We will end up putting that in our ATV sprayer and use it to start spraying power poles. We would rather have extra than run 2 acres short. So, time for me to get this back to the shop, and I'm going to call it a day, guys. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Find that thumbs up button, like it, really helps us a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, and as always, see you guys in the next one.